So, welcome to this third session on this drug development and clinical trials. So, you all are medical professionals. You better know about these clinical trials. So, I will not go very with detail in this clinical trials, but I will show the brief about this clinical trials, how they are conducted, and what statistical techniques are used, and why they are important. So, I will not go much very in detail because I am not a clinician, a medical professional. You all know that I completed my PhD in statistics, did my BSc in mathematics, and I am presently I am teaching to the medical professionals. So it may be a different thing.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting because I have never, studied these medical terms. So before, so maybe some errors from my side. So I'm extremely sorry for that. So
No problem. Don't worry.
please
No, not at all.
write where I'm not comfortable in this medical
We
terminology.
we enjoy it, but only thing is it should be a little simple because you are very good in mathematics.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so what is a clinical trial? As you all know that. So in this lecture, we will discuss what are the clinical trials, what are the different types of phases of trials, what do we need to think about related to clinical trials, what can do now. So these are the basic objective of our talk, this lecture. So drug development and clinical trial process. This trial process is basically applied in 3 phases, as you all know that. If I'm wrong, then please correct me. So the first one will be your research and development. Second will be your clinical trial. And after that, treatment management. So this is the third process. So in the first process, research and development, we just go for the discovery and preclinical. Actually, this IND and NDA, these are applications which are used for for approval of the new drug, and in USA they are used. So in clinical trials, basically there are 3 phases: phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. So as we all know that in our newspapers and daily news, we are always listening that this COVID-19, there are clinical trials is going on, phase 1 and phase 2 is completed, and since we are conducting the phase 1 clinical trial of this vaccine and all these things. So before launching any drug in the market, it is quite studied what are its side effects and how reliable it is. So we will study all these things through the clinical trials. So phase 3, after that, any therapy or new drug will be approved. So this is called treatment management. And after that, when it is approved, then they will check the side effects of this particular drug, whether it is harmful or not. So this is called treatment or management. Because in all phases, time and this is not same. Time and effort are not same. So what is the clinical trial? A clinical trial is a biomedical or health-related research studies in human beings that follow a predefined protocol. So they will follow protocol, and accordingly they will conduct a research on human being, and after that they will take observations on the effects of those drug or new therapy, and after that it will be approved by the stakeholders or controller or the policymakers. So it is an experiment, not first in line to therapy. I'm not in the I'm not not criticizing anyone, but when this Patanjali's this medicine come to the market, as you all know that this disease, this vaccine or this drug has been developed by Patanjali, and now COVID-19 will be removed and all these things. But why it is not so successful in the India? Because government, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare did not give any statement about this particular drug because it was not clinically trialed. So this is, so you cannot uh, give the approval of that drug which is not clinically trialed. So this was the reason why ministry has not approved or give any official statement about that drug. So because clinical trial is a very necessary part before launching of any drug in the market. So it is an experiment, not first in line to therapy. So different types of clinical trials are there. The one is treatment trials. So these are the test experimental treatments like new combination of drugs or new approaches to surgery or radiation therapy. So these are the experimental treatments. Like in a combination of drug, we can make a combination of 2 or 3 drugs and make a new, drug, and like all these things. Like prevention trials, these are the trials look for the better ways to prevent the disease in people who never had the disease, or to prevent a disease like COVID-19. It has never occurred before. So these approaches may include the medicines, vaccines, vitamins, minerals, or lifestyle changes. So these are prevention trials. The next one is diagnostic trials. So what are the diagnostic trials? So those are procedures, those trials which are used for the approval of diagnosing a particular disease or conditions. So next is screening trials. This is the best way to detect the certain disease or health conditions. So it is used for the, detecting certain disease like screening of COVID-19 patients and all these things. So it may be for approval of any particular screening method. The next one is quality of life trials or supportive care trials. This is explore the ways to improve the comfort and quality of life for individuals with a chronic illness. So about the lifestyle at yoga and Ministry of Ayush and so many different bodies are working in this direction. They will conduct different trials, lifestyle of different peoples. How can they survive in different situations? So these are the basic 3 phases of clinical trials. In the first phase, first in human study, this is a human study, then safety and tolerability, pharmacology, single or multiple doses will be given, healthy or diseased individuals, we will take the healthy or diseased individuals, and how the numbers, 10 to 40 individuals participation. Individuals will be taken, and what will be the period of observation? It will be in days or weeks, like 3 months to 1 year. The first phase will be observed from 3 months to 1 year, in which we will take the 10 or 40 individuals, and we will give the single or multiple doses to healthy and diseased individuals. This is the first phase. In phase 2, this is called biomarker study. Is safety and tolerability, early efficacy signal, biomarker, 30 to 60 individuals. We will take here 30 to 60 individuals, and participation will be 1 to 6 months. In third phase, efficacy study, we will take the safety and tolerance. We have always take this efficacy in larger group. Now the group is now larger, that is 40 to 100 individuals participation. This will be 2 to 4 years. This is the phase 3. Then approved therapy. Then this is the next one, Post-market, this is the long-term surveillance. Now, after approving this therapy or drug, this surveillance study will be done, whether it has a particular side effects or not. So post-market, or this is called long-term surveillance. So this is long-term monitoring of risk and benefits of a particular disease or therapy. So this is the way the clinical trial is conducted. So how it is conducted, these are the protocols or study guidelines, how the study is to be conducted, the purpose of study, what is the purpose of study, who will be the participants, duration and number of visits, how the study will be carried out, how safety monitored, what information will be gathered about participants, endpoints like biomarkers, efficacy measures, stopping rules, and data management. So these are the protocols or guidelines which are used to conduct the clinical trial. So clinical trials, how do you know if a trial is happening? Because as yesterday ma'am told that National ICMR's National Institute for Medical Statistics, there is a clinical trial registry is there. They will register all the clinical trials, and at the national level, at international level, at global level, clinicaltrials.gov, you can find out. So are you a candidate for the clinical trials? Inclusion and exclusion criteria. So who will be included in the clinical trials and who will be excluded? So what are the criteria? So age, gender, the type and stage of disease, previous statement, history, and other medical conditions. So on the basis of age, gender, and type of stage of disease, we will select the participants for our clinical trial study. Then identify the appropriate participants and keep them safe and help ensure their researchers will be able to answer the questions they plan to study. Then before joining a clinical trial, screening step, participant must qualify for the study. So how do you decide about the participation in a trial? The most important thing is consent. Informed consent is the process of learning the key facts about a clinical trial before deciding whether or not to participate. It is also a continuing process throughout the study to provide the information for participants. You must know the benefits and risk of the particular study, procedure or test required, how will the trial affect your daily life, and how long will it last, travel, and all these things, who is in charge of my care, payment, reimbursement, and results. So you must know the informed consent of the participants for conducting the clinical trials, because consent is a very important part. And data confidentiality is also important. The data which is confidential, and it will be confidential, it will be not leaked without the consent of the participants. So can a participant leave a clinical trial when it has begun? So is it possible to for a person that can leave a clinical trial? Yes, a participant can leave a clinical trial at any time. However, better to not enter the study if you have reservations, like we have some future planning, like from different circumstances, like you have to go somewhere or traveling or any other future engagements, then you are advised not to participate in clinical trials. So significant consequences to the study, especially if the number of participants is small. So if you are not qualified for a clinical trial, what if you don't qualify for a clinical trial? Can you still get the drug? Expanded access, FDA, that is a Food and Drug Authority. Regulations enable manufacturers of investigation law drugs to provide for the expanded access use of the drug. So These are not used in India. So clinical investigators are actively studying the experimental treatment in well-controlled studies, or all studies have been completed. There must be evidence that the drug may be an effective treatment in the patients. The drug cannot expose patients to unreasonable risk given the severity of the disease to be treated. So how can you interpret the data or results of your study, this clinical trial study? So prior to the start of a clinical trial, a statistical analysis plan is written. So how can you collect the data and which statistical tools will be used, and after that, how can you interpret the results or data? So these will be made in advance before starting any clinical trial. So prior to start of a clinical trial, a statistical analysis plan is written. Just for example, deciding up front how data will be handled, a specific analysis of all the measures, stating what would be the meaningful outcome. Because however, not all studies will reach the statistical significance. They are experiments, because all the results, all the data is not useful for our analysis purpose. We will collect the different type of data, but we are not using all the data for the analysis purpose. So you just identify for those. So data confidentiality is a very important component. So these are some rules or protocols which are used about these clinical trials. So data confidentiality is a very important thing. As I have told, communicating your impressions of study experiences can compromise the integrity of the data. So you must be very aware about the clinical study. So before entering into the clinical trial, as a participant, there are so many things you must know. So this was all about our clinical trials. It's a brief idea about the clinical trials. So any query or any suggestion, I will ask that you may give the suggestions, because you all are medical professionals. So if any suggestion, then please tell me. Yeah, please unmute yourself.
So kindly explain the double blinding in clinical trials.
Actually, in
How
double
to
blind,
go for it?
actually double blinding, as yesterday ma'am told, that when your sometimes your like investigator and patient, they don't know each other. So this is called double blinded.
No, sir. How we have to start? Matlab, how we have to do it? Matlab, first we have to keep a person. Matlab, we have to recruit 2 double blinding officers for that.
Yes, their identity, they don't know each other.
See, in a double blinding, neither the investigator nor the patient will know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which
true,
is the
sir.
control drug, which is the real drug, and there's a third party which is independent, will decide on randomization and the samplings.
Something, yes.
So
And sir, who
both
will do
blind.
who will do the interpretation of the double blinded
Third party. There's a
results?
third party, different party,
third party,
totally
third
different.
parties, which is unbiased to both.
So for an example, right now I'm having 2 trials of multicentric trials. Right now I'm one of the participants, and for that I'm recruiting 2 matlab fellows for double blinding. So I have to, for interpretation, I have to recruit 1 more.
So that is triple blinding, right?
Can I step in here to answer the question about the double blinds?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah, I'm Shrikant Srivastava, head of geriatric mental health at Lucknow.
Thank you. So
Thank you,
which hospital, sir?
KGMC Lucknow, King George's Medical University.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you, sir.
Right. So Double blind basically means that the participant, i.e. the patient and the person giving the medication do not know, both of them do not know whether the patient is getting the actual medication or a placebo.
Yeah, yeah.
True.
So the actual medication and the placebo both have identical packings, identical appearance,
Yes,
right?
Okay, sir.
And
Okay, sir.
every box is numbered.
yes,
The numbering is secret.
yes.
The investigator does not know whether the box number 1 is the actual drug or placebo.
Yes, yes.
And same for 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Yes,
Right. At the
right.
end of the study, the blinding is opened.
Yes,
And then we know who got the actual medication
yes.
and who had the placebo.
Placebo. Yes,
There
Okay,
can
sir.
be, there are two variations of this. One, can the blinding be opened at an early stage? That answer is yes, if a patient has a serious side effect. And then it's very imperative to know whether the person had the placebo or active drug. Then
Okay,
the
sir.
blinding can be opened for that person. And there's a third step, which is called a triple blind.
Yeah, sir. This
Which
is
is-
what I want to know.
The triple blind is when the person doing the analysis also does not know whether the group 1 has the active drug or placebo.
Statistician.
yes,
Yeah, so the statistician is blinded as well. So that's a triple
yes.
blind.
This is a
study.
triple blinded.
Nobody
Yes.
knows.
Well, somebody has to know, but that person keep their mouth shut.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
So-
isn't it better to use always a triple blinded type of study, sir?
Yeah,
Doing a
Exactly.
double blind study is the pain in itself.
Yeah, sir. True. True.
Not possible actually.
So it's
All the
very
time.
difficult, and that's why the drug trials are so expensive.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank
And the
you.
same can be done for psychological therapies as well.
Yes, yes.
One of my PhD student is doing a psychoeducation program, which is single blinded. And we have one group, the active group has the actual psychoeducation, and the second group, or the placebo group as it may be, only gets some general information, say about the KGMC, the department, etc., etc. So this is a single blind study.
Sir.
So thank you so much, sir, for your this wonderful presentation, wonderful knowledge with us. So
Thank you.
sir,
That's what I do for living.
yeah, sir. Actually, I have yes, sir.
That is what I do for living. Do clinical trials.
Great, Abdul, sir.
That-
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful explanation of this clinical trials. So now we will go for the next session. If you permit, you all permit, because
Sir, please, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
okay,
Please,
It's
sir.
already late.
yeah, yeah.